Hello and welcome back to another Rome Remastered historical battle walkthrough. In today's video we are doing the third historical battle for the Alexander expansion, and this is the Battle of Halicarnassus.
After victory at the river Granicus, Alexander installed Callus, commander of the Thessalian cavalry, as satrap at Dascylion. He then marched south towards the cities of Sardes and Ephesos, which promptly surrendered to him. Next, he sent Parmenion west to subdue the other Greek coastal cities in the region, and continued south with his main army towards the city of Miletos. With the help of a vastly superior Persian navy, Miletos provided stout resistance, but Alexander eventually outmaneuvered the defending army and claimed the city. Accepting that the Macedonian navy was no match for the Persians in open water, he sent it home. Alexander would instead defeat the Persian navy by capturing all of its bases along the coast. He now marched south again towards the heavily defended city of Halicarnassus, where Memnon had been gathering another army since his defeat at Granicus. At this time, Alexander would not let Memnon slip from his grasp.
Alright, so this historical battle is actually a siege battle where we are attacking the city, and we actually have Memnon, who we defeated at the Battle of Granicus. He's going to be defending the city. So as you can see, we have a single cavalry unit, then we have multiple pikemen units, and the rest of our force is just skirmisher units. The Persian army has, of course, Memnon, a few cavalry units, and then they have the remainder of it being either mercenary Greek units or the Persian immortals. So, let's begin.
The coastal city and port of Halicarnassus, 334 BC. With many Persian survivors from the defeat at Granicus regrouping within the strong walls, this could be a bloody encounter. Alexander is keen to avoid a lengthy siege, which would slow the impetus of his onslaught against the Persians. A determined assault against the walls by his hypaspists will allow his heavier troops access to the town itself. Resistance should crumble once the town center is taken. But information as to the exact number and quality of troops within the city walls is limited. Spearmen and archers have been sighted on the walls, including Persian immortals who wield both spear and bow. There is also evidence of fodder having been gathered for a number of horses. Though Alexander has a formidable force at his disposal, he will need to proceed with caution. A wrong move here could prove disastrous to his wider plans.
Well then, let's begin. So at first glance, this seems like a terrible situation to be in. You have very slow-moving units that will have to move onto these walls, which are protected by numerous missile units, which will kill a good part of the attacking force before they even reach the walls. Then, as you can see, we are already being surrounded by enemy cavalry units before the battle has begun, and I'm guessing that if we start moving forward, they will probably run out and defeat us very easily. So what we're going to have to do is just do the opposite of what they expect. They expect a full-on push through the main entrance right here. But if you notice, all of their troops are either trying to surround us or at the main gate or around the center. None of them are around the other parts of the outer walls, providing the perfect opportunity. So to win this battle, what we're going to do is we're going to use our only cavalry unit to take out these skirmisher cavalry units, which will be tormenting our army, and then we're going to start moving all of our infantry to try and get to another point and get in another way. So, let's begin. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to select Alexander and have him start going for the left side. Then we're going to select our phalanx units and just have everybody get into wider formation so that they take up less space and are harder to hit. We're going to drop all of our equipment, just leave it be for the time being. And for the main part, we're just going to wait here for all of this to pass by as Alexander takes care of it. Now I want my men to conserve ammunition for later on in the battle because it could be vital at that point. Because as you can see, further in the city, every single entrance to the town center is protected by spearmen units, which could be devastating to an attack. So we're just going to use our own men to try and fight them off then. And we could try to go after them, but we're not going to do that because they're not probably going to do too much damage. And even if we were to start going after them, they're on horses, which means they could easily get away. So we're going to focus on taking out both of these units, and then once that's taken care of, we're immediately going to start moving our men around. Now what you may have noticed is that while I was moving away our units that were holding the siege equipment, I told them to drop it and just run away. The purpose of this is because the enemy archers are very long range. As you can see, they were already hitting our men all the way back here, so we just wanted them to spread out a bit, giving them better chances of survival and allowing us to use more of them later on in the battle. Now going to speed up the time and have Alexander continue fighting them. And as you can see, there's actually a second unit hidden in the forest, which indicates that there's probably one more hidden in the left. So what I'm going to try and do is I'm going to try and help out Alexander, because although it's a very powerful unit, it's already fighting a second one and still not a single casualty. Being surrounded by enemy forces could be very dangerous. And this is our own general, so we want to be careful of how we use it. So what I'm going to try and do now is I'm just going to try to very quickly just grab the siege equipment and run for it, to try and get back a bit. Now I'm not going to take the siege tower because it's just a very large and heavy object which would slow us down. All we're going to do is just take the ladders and run back with them. Now what I also did with my cavalry unit is I also put them in the spread out formation so that while the enemy archers are nearby and they're shooting at us, they're less likely to hit, and they'll probably hit more of their own men, which is what we want. Now we're going to try and be very careful about how we do this. We don't want to take too many casualties as we still have a long way to go. So I'm going to have our general's unit to start chasing after those men and try and discover if there is a hidden unit in these trees trying to ambush us as we try and go around. There we go, there's a third unit right in there. Which is exactly what we expected because of how they ambushed us on the right side. So I'm just going to have them be chased down. And I still have to be careful because they have at least 2 more cavalry units hidden in here. But now with most of it taken care of, we're going to be able to start moving our way around to flank around. Now, what I'm going to try and do is have our ladders try and touch down somewhere over here, and they can just run around, open the gates for us, and have our phalanx units get in. I'm going to speed up the time since there's really no need to just watch horses chase horses and infantry walking around. Those two soldiers are not a threat, but it's going to be annoying to have them around. There we go. They're taken care of. So now I'm going to start just getting on these walls and moving. You know what, we'll just have our men run over here. There's really no need to have them walking. And even though we could be conserving their energy, we're not going to do that because... Oh. I just noticed the enemy cavalry preparing to move. There they are. Now, the enemy general's unit with Memnon is very heavy cavalry, which could cause... Well, heavy cavalry, which could cause issues. And we don't like issues, so we're gonna be careful about that. I want to be careful of that tower for it not to hit us too badly. And I would prefer to have Alexander not exhausted when fighting these units, but that's what we gotta do to achieve victory here. And of course their archers are also in range at this time. And I can't have them hitting my men in the flank, so I'm going to have to engage. Just get ready for the worst. I'm going to run with my phalanx men very close by so that they get there very quickly, and then just going to get into phalanx formation and clean this up.
The ladders are in place and our men are now attacking. Against courage, what use our walls?
Alexander's taking some casualties. This isn't good. Ooh, that's getting really low. I don't like it. Alright. It's okay. We can still clean this up. And fix this. Would have been better not to take those casualties, but we'll just deal with it. Continue on with the battle. We need to take out Memnon so that when he's killed, the enemy's morale will drop so much faster, making this battle go by even faster than that. We need to stop him from getting inside the city. We're not going to do that, are we? Oh, we just might. We'll see. If he could get hit, if he could get stuck. There we go. Very good, perfect. He should be killed very, very soon. There we go. Perfect. So I want them out of phalanx formation and ready to get moving right away. So So now I'm gonna just have these men running on the walls, going where they need to be. There are just a few spearmen here, and that won't be much of a threat. We'll easily take care of that. So I'll talk about what the plan is now, while we're waiting for our units to get into formation.
Now is the time to press on and capture this place.
So basically what we're going to be doing is we're going to try and secure these walls here for ourselves. Once these walls are secured, it's going to go a lot faster and easier. We're going to deploy our soldiers right here, stopping these enemy units from reaching the town center, which will be very beneficial because once they start routing in combat, they won't be able to get there and regroup to fight us again. And basically I want all of my men so close by so that when we do get inside, we can easily just get information and be ready for when they start moving down. And the purpose of taking these walls around here, I'm not going to go all the way around, but basically it's just providing us with extra support. As you can see, just shooting them up and killing them for us without us having to actually fight them. Now I don't want this video to drag on too long, so I'm trying to decide whether to just continue letting these towers to completely kill them or just charge in. So what I'm going to do is, just to give you more of an idea of how to do this properly, I'm going to just sit it out and wait for them to get taken out. So the plan behind this is just to save a few more lives and then just have Alexander charge in and take them out. Just about there. 13, 12, 11. Alright, we'll charge in now. Yep, perfect timing. Alright, now we just have to start running because they're gonna start reacting very soon, coming down from the walls, and behaving in ways we don't want. I'm going to have these guys run back on the walls so that they don't get stuck somewhere over there. Trying to see if these guys are going to start moving around or not. But it's fine. If they don't move, it'll just be better. We'll just push for the town center and take it like that. Time is really starting to get low now. We have used up a fair bit of it. But we're still going to take it somewhat slow and not be too worried about how it's going. Now I could cover up that entrance as well by just standing here, but I'm not going to do that because I expect them to just go straight forward at us. So actually, I'm going to have our archers start running over here to start harassing these spearmen units so that when our phalanx are forced to engage them at that point, they'll be a bit weaker for us. Yeah, that's what we'll do. There we go, they started moving, they're reacting, and I'm uncertain of where they will actually go, so we'll just play this by what we see and react however we need to. We're going to have our archers go into loose formation so that they have an easier time shooting these guys, but also because they have enemy archers here, we take fewer casualties in the process. What would be nice is to try and catch their archers off guard. As you can see, those archers are a bit alone, which is exactly what we need. Now I'm not too afraid to just use the ammo, give it all we got, because we're at the final stretch of this battle. We might as well show the enemy what we're capable of. Yeah, they seem to be all coming down this main way, so we should be doing fine. Now I just need to have my general rush across and take out those archers from behind so that they don't kill a lot of our men while we stand here waiting for them to come over here. Ooh, that wouldn't be good if those cavalry hit us. This is why we should have taken everything out when we had the chance. Because now that cavalry poses a threat and could very easily kill our archers if we were not careful. And there you go, as you see these immortals, they may be strong Persian soldiers, but against our brave phalanx, they're nothing. And because we block this up, they can't do anything to us. Even if they would want to. Well, I guess we didn't need to move our general around. They came straight to us. Well, since we have a bit of extra ammunition, we might as well use it properly. Which is using it against these units right here. And as you can see, we are doing okay. Could be better, but we're slowly taking them out. Alright, that's all the extra forces down, so all that's left to do is to take out these guys standing right here, guarding the center. Nah, those two won't do anything. Now it's time to just skirmish and do whatever we need to weaken them. I'm going to have our phalanx concentrate in this one area so we can easily take out our enemies. I'm going to speed up the time since there's nothing really too important that we need to focus on, or so I thought. I do not want these guys charging in and killing themselves, so I'm going to have them fall back. Ooh, and they broke formation just for us. Perfect. It would have been better if we got our men to flank across in the process, but we'll do fine. So what we're going to do is we're going to have our general very close by so that when we see a gap we can easily charge in and take out those annoying archers. Time to go into phalanx formation. Take out this cavalry unit. Oh! Well, is this our lucky day? They're out of formation. This is very, very lucky. Perfect. Luck has turned to our side. Now we just need to take them out. Just don't want to get engaged by those spearman units. We have to be very careful of them. So we're gonna pay close attention as we maneuver our cavalry around there. And as you can see, the entire enemy forces start to actually move out of formation, allowing us to have a chance to hurt them without taking too much damage ourselves. Now, unfortunately, because we're now fighting on the town square itself, the enemy units will never rout, so we're gonna have to fully take them out before we can move on to taking out the next unit. The last two units just stick around and try and hold them off from flanking. Then we're going to move up our archers to just follow up. And we're going to just send in Alexander for a final blow to hurt these guys. There we go. I'm going to immediately pull them out because this would have normally routed the enemy unit, but since we're on the town square, it's just going to cause unnecessary casualties if we continue. A bit worried about how we're positioned here. We're very, very vulnerable, which is not a good thing. And we're still going to use Alexander just to hit them whenever we need to in the side like this. Another beautiful and devastating cavalry charge. We really need them to get in formation and hit. There we go. So now the battle is really... I think we all know how this is going to end. So it's just a matter of maneuvering our troops around and reacting as we need to. And there's still enemy units left. Although our phalanx shouldn't have much trouble taking them out. And just like that, we have victory.
Dogs, a day of triumph to mark with a song or two.
And we only took 148 casualties in that entire process of being outnumbered, seemingly unprepared for such a battle, and we still showed them our strength and power. So, in summary, for this battle, you just want to use your general's unit to take out their cavalry units, then flank around with your infantry, wait for the units to get off the walls, finish them off, and then push for the center, and flanking the enemy units in the process. So I hope you enjoyed watching this, and I hope this was another helpful walkthrough for a historical battle, and I hope to see you watching again next time. Thank you.